The new year brings new beginnings, and for most people that means making New Year's resolutions. Right.
You can set yourself up for failure, but you don't have to. You can also follow just a few tips so your resolutions actually can improve your life. You stick with them. Joining us right now is etiquette expert Elaine Swann. Elaine, we're glad you're here. The first thing that you're talking about is some things are better left unsaid.
Some things you should just not say. I mean, we have certain goals that may be a little bit personal or private that may have to do with bad habits or addictions and things like that. So just kind of keep that to yourself, I think. I think that's one of the best ways to start off the new year.
Yeah, and you're also talking about resolutions should be for you.
For you, not for
someone else.
Exactly. So if a person treats you badly, maybe at work, and you know, they're really annoying or they put you down, instead of saying, this person is not going to do this to me this year, you're going to say, I'm not going to allow this to affect me this year. So that way you're putting sanctions on yourself and not necessarily on the other person.
So let's use that as an example, though. How do we do that? There's someone who is annoying to us at work or at home.
What are you saying?
and you say the way that you're saying it, but still, you do have to follow some steps to make that happen.
Yeah, you do have to follow some steps to make that happen. And one of the things you can do is, instead of bombarding the person and saying, this year, I say, you're not going to talk to me nasty, you're going to tell yourself this year, when he talks to me nasty, I know that's his problem and not mine. I'm just going to get my job done. That's it.
Huh. And what about in relationships?
Well, same thing. You know, if relationships are dangerous, get out. That's one thing to do. You know, that's your resolution. Get out of the relationship. But if a person, it is good to have a talk with them and say, you know what, this year, when you do this, I feel this way. So I would appreciate it if you do this way. So that way you kind of do the I and the you type thing.
It's sort of called an I message, right? Where we say, you know, I am not going to be bothered by these things, instead of saying, you bother me with these things. But does it pay to say them? You're an etiquette expert. Does it pay to say these things directly to any such people? Or is that sort of warning them that you're out there?
You know what? It depends on how much interaction they have in your life. If they're a really big part of your life, for example, a relationship or a coworker you work very closely with, and you just have to somehow get along, then absolutely that's when you want to use that I message.
Now, we all know, I've done it, I'm sure you did. Diet,
yes.
Big resolution. And as much as
thing.
sticking to it, you say etiquette can help you stick to it.
Etiquette can really help you with it, because in sticking to your diet, one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't impose your dietary restrictions on other people. So if you've got something that you're doing or what have you, don't impose it on others, and make sure that you kind of pay attention to that smell factor. You might be bringing different foods to work, different dietary foods to work, or you know, cooking and so forth. So be careful of the foods that you choose to eat and how it can impact others. That's another great tip.
It seems like recovering alcoholics, people who stopped smoking, joggers, people who've lost weight, are always the most zealous about what they're doing, and they want to tell us everything about what they're doing. And you know what? Bless their hearts, they've come through something difficult and they've made some real accomplishments. But if they go into such detail, it can be crazy making.
And you don't want to talk about it over and over and over again. And most importantly, don't criticize other people who maybe haven't taken that plunge as well.
Well, so how will we deal with them, though, if we're tired of hearing about their stopping smoking campaign, or that they've found this or that in their life? What do we say to them without hurting feelings?
Change the subject. Tell them, congratulate them. Hey, I'm glad you made that milestone. But what about this over here? So every time,
one of those.
Exactly. Did you hear about that? You know, or what have you? So yeah, change the subject. That's the easiest way to deal with someone who's talking about something you just don't want to talk about.
And you and I were talking about the gym too, because you can promise you're going to go to the gym. You can make that resolution. But you've got to have some etiquette, and if you do, you're more likely to stick to
have a little decorum at the gym. Yes, don't. When you studies have shown that people have developed rashes or what have you because of the gym equipment. So when you get up off that equipment, make sure that you wipe it off and make it clean for the other person. And then if you're using weights, put the setting back to the low, or take the weights off the thing. Another thing is those darn cell phones. Allow yourself to not use your cell phone, not even your Bluetooth, while you're at the gym. It's really annoying to other people to have to hear you talking.
Especially when they start yelling and whatnot, because it just seems like once we're in the gym, we have to talk more loudly. It just seems like that's one of the rules that's posted at the board.
Exactly. Leave it in the car.
Leave it in the car. And you know what you did say to me, we were talking about learning how to say no very quickly. How can you delicately do that for those people who say yes, 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 and then they get exhausted?
Make your life easy by just saying no in a couple of different ways. You can kind of say on your own terms. You can say, you know what, this year I can't help out every every single Friday with the kids, whatever. But I can do so maybe once a month, and that's it. Make your life a little easy.
Sounds good. A good way to start 2011.
Yes.
Elaine Swann, thank you so much.
Good advice. Thank you so much, and happy holidays.
Thank you.